Oh, it is so early in the morning here. I think it's about 6:30, but I need to get on with a few jobs, and while it is still quite cool. Now we're going to have a hot week this week, well, hot for the end of April at least, but this polytunnel has been reaching some serious heat levels. And over this next coming week, it's going to be harder and harder to water these chillies. Now, if you see the last video, you would have seen that I brought my chillies down a lot earlier than I would have normally done. Now, these are only 2-litre pots, so these are going to dry out incredibly quickly, especially with the heat in this polytunnel. But as you can see, they've all survived. Now, I'm not going to say that they're not being stalled by the very cold temperatures. On the night time, we even had down to minus 0.1, which is very, very cold for a chilli plant. But hopefully now it should start picking up a little bit with the weather turning this week to much, much warmer. Now, because of this coming heat, I actually want to get these into the places where they're going to carry on growing. Now this year we are only doing a few into larger pots this year. Majority of these are actually going directly into the ground. Now in here I'm going to be having melons, okra, Cape gooseberry, chillies and a few other random bits that I'm actually trying to grow in here. Now my melons are coming along really well, and a few other bits and pieces I've got on the back burner. So the job for me today is to get these into the ground where they're not going to dry out as quickly as they would do in these 2-litre pots. First off though, I need to move some of these trays out. It is very crowded in here and I've got an awful lot going on. So these are going to have to sit outside for a couple of hours at least. Now this year, this is where a lot of my peppers are going. Well, when I say a lot, these 2 raised beds that I've got here, this is going to be mainly for chillies and some sweet peppers. And the rest will go into that polytunnel, and I have some in the other polytunnel too. And actually there's a few of these varieties that actually may grow okay outdoors. So they may go into the ground somewhere where it's sheltered and gets plenty of sun. Now you can see in this bed I have got what looks like a big wire going through the whole of the top of the bed. This is a tube and it's a drip system. Now this is the cheapest drip system that I could find here in the UK. And it's from our local Screwfix store. Now it was under £10 and you get a lot of pieces with it, like these. And you also get an awful lot of tubing, which looks like this. Now I've got a lot left over, but I actually haven't finished. On the other bed that I've got at the moment, I've got some wood holding some of my trays of seedlings because I very, very quickly ran out of space on these 2 tables that I've got on this side, and I needed a little bit more space. But for now, I'm going to focus on just this bed. Now this drip system, even though we do have access to water here on our allotment, it isn't one of those things that you can spray from a hose from. You're not supposed to be able to do that. The tap is basically just for filling up water butts or for watering chickens, things like that, any kind of livestock that you have on your plot. So this isn't ran from the mains tap, but what it is ran from is this. Now this big massive water butt was here when we first came onto the plot, and we quickly utilised it for our own personal use. Now this is 1,520 litres, so it's an awful lot of water. Now on our plot we're actually on quite an incline, not anything where we have to put kind of steps in or anything like that. We've kind of worked with the lay of the land. But because we've got this at the very top of the plot, and because there is so much water stored in here, we run a hose off of the tap, and there's enough pressure from the weight of this water, the height of the top half of the plot where this is sitting, for us to get a half decent flow at the bottom. In fact, that's how we used to water our allotment on our first year, just by the pressure coming off of this, using a hose on the beds. Well, this year, this is actually attached to that drip system in that greenhouse. I have a hose that goes from the tap all the way down the one side of the allotment, cuts across along the pathway, and then in through the actual greenhouse. Now in this bed is actually slightly shorter than the other bed, and I think I can get about 9 in here. So with a distance of about 40 centimetres, I've actually put one of these drippers. Now this will just leak slowly into this bed, and I have tested it, and it's actually not that bad of amount of a drip. Now that's the water just starting to get through, and as you can see, it's quite a fast drip, so it's not something I'm going to be leaving on for a long time. Now it does get to the end of this hose really quite easy, and I've yet still to add on for the rest of the bed, but I have to find room for all these seedlings. Now there is a little bit of air in this, and I reckon by adjusting the top tap, I reckon I can probably get this to a reasonable flow. But it's not something I'm going to be running all the time. Now the one annoying thing with this is a little hole in the side of the adapter, and it sprays so much water out. I think it's a pressure thing. So I'm going to actually tape that over with a bit of waterproof masking tape maybe, and see how it goes. So at every one of these nozzles, one of these babies is going to go. I'm actually really quite impressed with my chillies this year, even though they've had some abuse the last week or two. Now I have got quite a few flowers on this, and again I'm still going to remove them until they're actually settled in their bed. And then they can fruit as much as they want. In fact, I need to encourage that. So I've got them, I think there's 9 in here, and that is a little bit of a squeeze, but I think we may be able to get away with it. I am going to enrich the bottom of each hole with a little bit of bloodfish and bone, simply because I actually haven't had chance to enrich this bed as much as I would like to this year. It's a newly planted bed, and the compost, even though it is quite reasonable compost, it's not that bad. I want to make sure that I can give these a really good start. In general, I don't want to add too much nitrogen to these because I don't want too much green growth. But I think at the very beginning, when they are just starting off, small amounts of extra nitrogen I've found is a real benefit to the plants as they're trying to take hold in the ground below. So that is those ones planted in. They now just need a good water. But I'm just going to wait until I can fix that hole to use the dripper system. Now with this first lot, I'm going to quickly just run around and take off the rest of these flowers like I said before. Give this a good watering with the watering can this time round. And then later on I can turn on that hose to water this through the drip when I'm actually down here. Now if I can control it a little bit and reduce that flow, I'll actually let it run pretty much most of the time. But at the moment it will run for several hours every day, every other day. I'm not 100% sure yet until I see how well it actually gets down to the roots and keeps these chillies hydrated. Thing is, chillies don't like it too wet. They do like to dry out in between. But I find growing in greenhouses and polytunnels and things, the soil can dry out quite quickly. Now this looks like quite a lot of chillies in a small space. And in general, they're a good 40 centimetres apart, which is around about mid-range of the average distance between especially the larger chilli plants. Now I do have a real mixture of chilli plants. I have padrons, I have Scotch bonnets, I have habaneros, several different varieties. From cayennes to cyclones to all sorts of bits and pieces. So I'll be really keen to see how well these actually do this year. Now normally many chilli growers will grow in pots and that is absolutely fine. In fact, you'll probably get a better harvest by growing in a pot and restricting the growth of those chillies. But I am so over large amounts of pots on my allotment. Now I'm happy to grow those large pots with some flowers and some crops that don't mind it getting a bit drier. But I have time constraints and I don't have time to keep doing that kind of thing. So if I can grow it into the ground as nature intended, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now back in my polytunnel, I have just got these ones to sort. Like I said before, and the pictures you've seen, I have got to move around some of the stuff in my greenhouse a little bit so I can carry on with the rest of that bed. So I'm going to shuffle some stuff around so I can get on with that. And then I just need to get these chillies into the areas in this polytunnel that I want to grow in. And fingers crossed, I'll actually have a good chilli harvest this year.